This was for many, many years, in fact, from pre-Civil War days till very recently, the Mount Joy Baptist Church. So about 4 years ago, it was converted into 12 condominium units. And I think you're gonna love this. It's a big loft unit at the very top of the building. All these wonderful arched windows with great views.
Actually, this is exciting. We've never toured a church.
This is our first church, Gary.
Okay.
I did not expect this.
Okay.
Amazing.
All right, I know. I just have to do this because this deserves a.
Oh, that was beautiful. From your mouth to God's ear. I am floored. We've seen a lot of great spaces so far, but this wins the award for most dramatic.
You really feel that this was a church.
Yes.
I mean, you've got this glorious window.
Yeah.
And these ceilings, they go on
They're
forever.
huge. Then it leads right down, your eye goes right to this kitchen. And you know, I love me some kitchens. You want to take a closer look?
Shall we?
So, how do you think you get up to those cabinets up there?
A good footstool.
Very nice modern kitchen. Nice cabinets, very clean. And we have subway tile.
You know what I like is that it's a little bit longer, a little bit
Yeah.
narrower, and it has more of a gloss to it, so it pops a little more.
Well, you know, that's very nice marble. So I love it with these countertops, which I think are quartz.
I hope this comes with the house because that always reminds you, hey, you live on Capitol Hill.
And that leads us into the dining room.
Do you know what I really noticed about this space is that it's wide. Because
Yes.
we've looked at a lot of narrow homes.
We sure have.
So you have this great living room,
Yeah.
dining room space, and then you have this whole additional space, and of course the window.
Yeah, smaller version of the big one.
Right.
So let's take a look at bedroom number 1.
Yep, sounds good. All right, nice size.
And look, that's almost like a little bench there in the bay window.
It is. I would be happy to have my guests.
Me too. Into
The
first
bathroom.
bathroom, guest bathroom.
And what I like is that it has a full bath and tub. Now on to the owner's suite.
Okay, another open, beautiful, big room.
I call this the trifecta because here's that third window.
And into the owner's bathroom.
What I love is the floor to ceiling tile. We haven't seen a lot of that.
Yeah, that's marble. That is a very nice shower. All right, up to the loft. A lot of steps to get up here.
Well, it is 5 to 6 John Begeny's tall.
Indeed.
And you know, now that we're up here,
We
you
have
s-
reached
you can
the
almost
pinnacle.
You can almost touch the ceiling.
Look at this view from up here.
I'm not normally afraid of heights,
Yeah.
but you know, when you look down, this is high.
It is high.
It's a little, you know, it is a little kind
Getting
of
a little high anxiety here. Well, here, turn and appreciate the rest of this loft.
Well, this loft space is fabulous.
It's a big loft.
Oh, it would make a great excercise space.
Oh, yeah, you could put your stationary bike up here.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot to think about with this place.
Well, you know, I like to say we ended on a high note.
We did. Well, Gary, that place is divine.
When you walk in and you see those windows, this window in that room, I mean, it just takes you aback.
I had no idea of what we were going to see, and it's impressive.
Did you
It
go up
is.
to the loft as well?
We
Right up to
did.
the loft. It's a little high up for
It is.
Tina.
I'm
She
not
freaked
afraid.
out just a little bit.
I'm not afraid of heights, but when you look down,
No, it's high.
yeah,
You're up there, yeah. So just to remind you, we're 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, roughly 1,900 square feet of finished living space on
Yep.
the 2 levels. Bonus loft space
Yeah.
above,
Yes.
office, extra guest space, what have you. There's also covered parking for 1 car around the side of the building
condo fees. Is there a
in
condo?
the $600 to $700 a month range.
It's worth it for a pad like that.
Yeah, you've got your elevator.
Great location.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, John.
I'm going to put in a guess of 2.350.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go in at, oh my gosh, you made this hard.
I'm sorry.
1.6 million.
Wow, what a spread.
That's
there.
probably
is.
the
It
biggest
probably
difference
is.
that we've had this entire show.
Yeah, well, let me tell you this, all right? One of you is over.
So that would be moi.
Our list
Yes.
price is $1,795,000.
Wow, I was way over.
Well, you're
Like,
my
I got
target
nothing.
buyer on this one. So.
Yeah, yeah, you're like, just sign the line here.
On that note, what do you think we skedaddle over to house number 3?
That sounds good.
I want to keep my winning
Is
streak
there any
going. Are you
redemption?
kidding?